All right, yabba dabba doo, sports fans. Here we are, 1:30 Friday afternoon, still here in Rochester, Michigan, just outside Detroit. We're on the north side of Detroit in the suburbs, and we're going to get another game underway here in the CCM World Girls Invite between your 14U Steel City Selects, this time in the black jerseys with the gold trim, and these North Shore Warhawks. White jerseys, green and gray trim. The pants shells are blue. So we'll get it underway. The game prior was nice and quiet. There was no noise, no music, nothing. There's a woman over there, and I'm hearing noise, so I think we're going to be battling the music again. So I'm going to go on mute. I will be back. They just started the warm-up clock, 2.5 minutes, and I'll be back for first period action. All right, we're going to get ready here for some first period action. Looks like it's going to be Mrazek, Walkowskis, Makisenka with Zivkovic and Litz back to start this game. Goaltender Kanachi grabs the pipes after Eves played this morning, so we'll see what she can do here today against these North Shore Warhawks. I think I'm just going to go with Hawks for them. And this time I won't forget to start the huddle video. We're going to go ahead and get that started now so I don't forget. And Stripes is ready to go. And Walkowska steps in, and there we go. We're underway. Hawks pick it up out of the faceoff circle, push it ahead into the far corner. Zivkovic's going to chase it down there. He's going to push it up the wall. Can't get it past that player from the Hawks. Hawks player centers, comes through everybody. Litz picks it up, takes it around behind the net. Litz up the near wall. Head pass up too far for Mrazek. She's going to pick it up there, and the Hawks are going to turn and send it back the other way. Walkowskis knocks it in, then they knock it right back out. Here come the Hawks. They send it down into the zone. Litz will chase that down. She'll take it around the backside. Up the wall. Hawks hold the point. They send it in deeper into that near corner. All the way around behind. Zivkovic's going to go battle. She picks it up. Sends it up the wall. Mrazek chips it ahead now. Hawks send it in, and they're going to be offsides. So with 13-11, we'll get our first draw and stoppage of the game. Here comes Stevens, Kinger, and Yenny out here with Kiesel and Klein. Kinger's going to step in for this draw as Stripes waits for the Selects to finish their change. And the Hawks send it in. Kinger separates that player from the puck. They bring it in, and they're going to be offsides again with 13:03. And we're going to come here to this near circle for a draw. I'm going to continue to battle the music, and you'll hear the mute on and off. I explained it this morning for those of you that are here. Here comes Stevens. Stevens up the near wall. Stevens dumps. Kinger going to go back there and go get it. She loses it on the far wall behind Stripes as Stevens falls down again. Kinger. And Stevens couldn't get out, and she's going to be offsides. Stevens fell down behind the play for a reason I did not see. So she's going to be offside, so they're going to bring it back here to center ice. And Kinger's going to step in for this draw. Again with Stevens and Yenny as Stripes drops the puck. Here comes Stevens. She kicks it out of there, loses it to a Hawk along the blue line. Tried to regain it, couldn't. And Stevens is offsides again as King brings it in. Pete's, Panetta, and Claherty here as the Hawks pick it up. Oh, Pete's takes it away. Pete's loses it to the far wall. And they're going to come up that far wall now as Dahl steps in, as does Pete's. Now Pete's chips it by one Hawks player. Regains, has Panetta, puts it behind her. Josie couldn't handle that pass. Over to the near wall, and Panetta throws it in deeper. And this time it's going to bounce out as the Hawks push it past Dahl. Marshall's going to go chase that down. Marshall take it around. Marshall throws it ahead, tried to get it to Panetta, ends up with a Hawk. They throw it in deeper. Centering pass gets through. Hawk has it in between the circles, and Dahl's going to push it over to Claherty. Claherty up the near wall, loses the puck at the red line. Marshall chips it ahead, goes all the way around the backside. Walkowskis will go do some work while the rest of the team changes. Walkowskis being impeded along the boards there. And Hawk going to come up the side here with it. She loses it. Walkowskis took it, couldn't handle it. Sherwood applies some pressure, puck over to the far wall. Puck comes to the point where Zivkovic throws it further down the wall in front of the Hawks bench. Now comes into the center, nobody there. Hawks are clear. As Litz sent it back ahead, Makasenka battles along the wall. Now Walkowskis. Walkowskis throws it in and loses it to a Hawks player who gets it over to Sherwood. Sherwood chipped it in, but Makasenka and Walkowskis hadn't cleared, and that's going to be an offsides with 4 1s on the clock here. I'm showing 11:09. We'll get it back in sync. Kinger steps in. Stevens coming with the puck. Stevens gets a shot off, misses near side. Yenny to the point to Litz. Litz misses near side, gloved by the goalie. And with 11 flat, we're going to get another stoppage. Kinger sent it over to Yenny. Yenny high in the air, missed near side. They send it to the point. Zivkovic holds. She throws it in off the net. Goaltender covers that up. Change the back end to Kiesel and Klein as Selects lose that face-off. Puck over to the wall. They chip it. Kinger holds it, and this time it does come out. Klein regroups. Klein through center. Klein with a burst. Shoots. Goaltender caught that in her armpit, covered it up. So 10:37. We'll change the front end now to Clardy, Panetta, and Peets as Stevens, Kinger, and Yenny go for a seat. Kiesel and Klein still on the back end, and you can hear the Steel City faithful cheering on top of the obnoxiously loud music. Peets chipped it toward the net, couldn't do anything with it, in the corner now. They chip it by Panetta, it gets by Kiesel, and we'll send it all the way back down. There's an icing. Joey, thanks for the comments on the quality of the stream. I found the one place in Detroit where my hotspot's pulling amazing speed, so we're going to take advantage of it. Pulling like 450 up and 95 down. I'm sorry, that's backwards. 450 down and 95 up. So you're going to get a high quality stream here. And I just messed up the clock. I'll catch up. I forgot to stop it. As Peets takes that draw, pushes it below the end line. I'll keep an eye on it and start it when we get close. As Klein stops the puck there. Klein picks it back up. Klein dances in. Goalie's going to cover that one. And the rink clock here is at 10:16. So I will fix it. Peets takes that draw, pushes it below the end line again. As Panetta battles, this puck comes up to the point. Clock back in sync. And they're going to chip it past our players. They're going to wave off the icing as it just doesn't get far enough. As Clardy sends it up the wall to a Hawk, who sent it back out. And Panetta comes for pressure. And this time it's going to be Kiesel chipping it ahead to Peets. The Hawks chip it deeper in behind the net, and Klein's going to pick it up there. Klein up the far wall to Clardy, can't get it out. Panetta overskates. Peets chops out, can't get it out. Hawks from the circle, shot. Canacci denied that one. Another shot. Canacci didn't deny that one. Went in mid-height on the left side. And it's now 1-0 Hawks, despite the fact that the scoreboard says Metro Jets and Patriots. So the Hawks are up 1-0 on a rebound goal. And we've got Walkoskis, Sherwood, and Mrazek out here now with Marshall and Dull. Face-off. Hawks pull that one.
Let's go, Selects!
Dull throws it across, a bouncing puck. Walkoskis tripped by Marshall. Turnover, and Dull got enough on that. We're going to get a penalty here on Dull. As we get a center. High bouncing puck over to the near wall. Hawks goalie comes off as we can't seem to touch the puck. And they still have it. Now Dull will touch it up, and she's going to go sit in the bin for a trip. While Stripes sorts this out, I'll mute it out to avoid the music issues. Stevens and Yenny, Litz and Zivkovic out here to kill the penalty. Stevens loses her stick again. It's about the 33rd time today. And that puck up the near wall. No icing, they wave it off. Hawks have it behind. Stevens almost cut that one off. That one was cut off by Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it off the side of the net. Stevens is open for a center. Zivkovic can't get it there. And they're going to turn and come the other way. They stop him again. Yenny picks it up, throws it in, tried to dump it, didn't get much on it. As there was a Hawk holding her stick. Now we got Litz back with two. Litz skates over and blocks that player, holds her up. Litz going to take it all the way around. She throws it around the wall for Stevens. Stevens lost it along the wall. Hawk shot, blocked by Litz, up high into the protective netting. And with 8:13, 35 seconds to go in the penalty to Dull, we're going to get another stoppage. So we got the draw there. Puck comes into the front of the net. Klein throws it to the wall. Loose to the point. Shot. Hit King in the back of the leg. King is hobbling to get off. And hit her hard in the area where there is no padding. As Clardy jumps out to relieve her. And that puck will come out. Clarity turns on the Jets. She's just not going to get there. She tried. Makasenka tried to get there, couldn't hold it on the wall, and here they come 3-on-2. Kiesel pushes that player nicely to the wall. Now in behind the net, Kiesel still chopping at it. Now Klein picks it up. Klein is going to go up the far wall with it. Peyton Klein still pushing. Around Clarity, it turns into a 3-on-1. Klein dished it over to Clarity. Clarity shot and a big save by the goalie. And we're going to get a draw down here as the penalty expires. We're back to even strength. And we will get a draw here in the near circle. Peets takes that draw, pushes it over towards Panetta, behind the net now. Clardy's going to go dig it out. Center for Peets. Peets finds the low left corner of that net. It didn't look pretty, but it found where it needed to go. And on a centering pass by Clardy, Peets finds the low left side of that net. It didn't appear that Melanie got all of it, and quite frankly, that's probably what let it go in, as the goalie was expecting more speed, and it trickled right by her low left. And there you go. And just like that, the Selects have tied it up. We're going to stay with Panetta, Peets, and Clardy as Peets scores on a power play. And
let's go, Selects!
Peets falls down there. That actually might not have been a power play. That might be my bad. I don't know. Clardy up the near wall. Clardy and a Hawks player just collide and fall down. And that puck's still in the zone. Now it comes out. And here come the Hawks up the far wall. Dull lost it. Marshall lost it. Bouncing puck to the end wall, Walkoskis. Walkoskis battles back there. She sends it around into Dull's feet. Dull gets it up ahead to Clardy. Here comes Clardy and Panetta. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Clardy over to Panetta. Dropped. It was a little early of a pass. Could have waited a little longer. Dull needs to hurry. Dull turns, backhands it to Marshall. If we press it, and we didn't, as we turned it over at center ice, and here come the Hawks down the near side. Shot, missed near side, all the way around to the far wall. Mrazek chips it ahead, but not out. They throw it in deeper behind the net. Kanachi's going to cover that one up, and we'll get a whistle with 6:14 to go. Walkoskis takes that draw, drops, clock back in sync. Pete sends it up the wall to Mrazek. Mrazek pushes it ahead, but not out. Tried to get a slap shot from there. It didn't go anywhere, and Walkoskis tried to get that out. Didn't. It's in loose low, and Zivkovic blocked that shot. Puck behind the net now. Hawks have it. They center. She's wide open, top of the circles. Kanachi with a nice save there. Kanachi tried to make another save. Didn't get the pad down all the way to the pipe. And the North Shore Warhawks are now up 2-1. Kanachi made the first save, went down on the rebound, didn't get her pad all the way to the pipe, and they poked it in. And now we got King, Yenny, and Stevens going to come out here with Klein and Kiesel on the back. As Stevens reaches for it, they skate by her. They throw it off of Klein, Kiesel. Kiesel in behind. Kiesel up the wall to Yenny. Yenny tried to dump it ahead to Stevens. They ended up turning it over. Loose in the near circle here. Hawks pick it up. This time it will trickle out, and the Hawks are going to regroup. They're going to send it across, and here they come. As Klein steps in, stops the player, but not the puck. Kiesel picks that up behind the net. Kiesel turning up to Yenny. Yenny off the boards, and here comes King. King with Stevens trailing. She's looking for Stevens, doesn't get there. Now she finds Yenny in the center. Yenny shoots, blocker saved by the goalie, and goes in behind for Stevens. Stevens loses the puck back there. Hawk on the far boards. They chip it by Klein. Yenny holds, comes down, bouncing puck into the near corner, where King's going to go do some work. King's trying to push it out to Kiesel, can't do it. They send it in deeper, and it hits King, falls down. Now it's Stevens, top of the circle, trying to control a bouncing puck. Stevens is going to turn. Stevens turns, shoots, hit the goalie high and fell in front. Nobody there for a rebound, and that will be an ice. With 4:35, we'll come back down here on an icing call. And and start over. All right, Pete steps in for that draw. Pete comes out of there with it, loses it behind the net. She's still pursuing, and they're going to dump it, and that should be another icing. So with 4:25, we'll come back down here and do it again. Peets takes that draw, puts it in behind the net again as Clardy goes to chase it down. They battle behind the net. Clardy centers for Panetta. Panetta with a point-blank shot, stopped by the Hawks goalie. That was the play, but Panetta just didn't find an empty spot, and we'll do it again. This time Stripes picks the far corner, and we don't control it as well. As the puck goes in behind the net, Panetta knocks a player down. Pete steps in front of it. Marshall held it momentarily, and here they come the other way. Oh no, they turn. Marshall up the near wall. Marshall still skating, centers for Panetta. Panetta with a shot, save. Clardy backhands, puts it behind the net. Panetta's going to go dig it out. No, Hawks up the wall. Peets loses it to a Hawk. Here they come. Oh, Peets pursues. That player struggles with it as a result of it. Pete's still pursuing. It's out this time. Panetta back to Marshall. Marshall up ahead to the Hawks goalie, who's just going to cover that up in between the circles with 3:37, and we'll start again. Makasenko, Walkowskis, Mrazek, back to Litz. Litz fanned on it. Walkowskis chasing it, not going to get there. It's going to go over to a Hawk on the far wall. We're going to chip it out past Zivkovic. Zivkovic's going to send it back in, but the Hawks are going to chip it back out as they chip it past Zivkovic and the race is on. Hawks player gets there first as Zivkovic falls down. In behind the net now. Centering pass up high to the point. Mrazek over chasing there, and Zivkovic picks it up, gets it back out to neutralize at least, as the Hawks are going to turn. They send it in the center, and that's going to come through the D as Zivkovic chopped it away. And, centering pass cut down by Walkowskis. Walkowskis up the near wall, here she comes. Walkowskis uses Makasenko as a pick, here she keeps coming. Mrazek went to the bench, and they're going to call Makasenko offsides, and that will impede that rush. Kinger, Yenny, and Sherwood. Here come the Hawks into Kiesel's breadbasket. She drops it for Yenny. Yenny sends it across, and the Hawks pick it up there. Klein stood the player up at the line, puck behind the net. Now Kiesel. Kiesel up the wall. Yenny can't get a stick on it. Still loose. This time it's going to be Sherwood. Sherwood tried to put it ahead. Kinger couldn't. Sherwood overskates it. Now the player falls down, and Klein's going to chip it back ahead to neutralize, where the Hawks are going to dump it in deeper. In behind, goaltender Kanachi. Up off the wall, Yenny. Can't get a stick on it, Hawks. Hawks center, cut off by King. King can't keep a stick on it. Hawks hold it. Throw it on Kanachi, off the paddle, into the near corner. Up the wall, Yenny. Yenny centers. And this time it's going to be Klein. Klein gets it out, has King ahead. Klein's going to get it there on her own on a breakaway. Peyton Klein shoots and goes way high up into the arena netting and over the netting, and out into the spectator area behind that net. So that puck is going to get retrieved and sent back in through a camera hole, and this time we're going to get Clardy, Panetta, and Peets with Dahl and Marshall out there. Peets takes the draw. Puck dies on the dot, and Mel overskated it, and here they come back the other way. They chip it by Marshall. Claherty picked it up. Panetta couldn't get a stick on it. Now it's still bouncing, and they send it in offsides. And now we've got the puck bouncing in front of the selects bench. And shot from there, Kanachi's going to glove that one. We're going to get a draw over here as Peets takes it. Minute 24 to go. Dahl up the wall to Claherty, too far. Claherty needs to hurry. She's not going to get there. As the Hawks player will beat her to that puck, chip it past her. Back out of the zone as Peets digs. Peets picks it up. She's skating hard. Peets drops it for Panetta. Panetta gives it over to a Hawk. And Marshall has to retreat as she pushes that player to the wall. Panetta comes in to scoop it up, and Panetta comes back the other way. Or I'm sorry, Marshall comes back the other way. Shot below the goal to Dahl. Dahl put it ahead to Claherty. Claherty regains. She kicks it ahead too far as the Hawks are going to... Oh, Claherty took it off of her. Claherty turning. Claherty has room. Put it over to Panetta. Had a wide open net and couldn't bang it in. Panetta got the stick on it, just didn't have the angle. She had the back door wide open and could not put it in. As it comes out now, as they push it past Zivkovic, they push it past Panetta. And with 30 seconds left in the first, you can see the frustration on Panetta's face. Puck in behind. Litz didn't touch it. She fell down on her own as Walkauskas pushes it ahead. This time centered. Zivkovic cuts it off with 16 to go. Pushed it up the wall further. And Walkauskas turns, throws it through the goal mouth. Nothing as the Hawks are going to clear it, and that's going to do it for this first period. I'll mute it out and be back for two. All right, we're going to come out for number two, Walkauskas, Mrazek, and Makasenko. As the Hawks chip it back to neutralize, Kiesel throws it in. Makasenko was offsides, and 8 seconds in, we're going to set it up and do it again as Makasenko hadn't cleared the zone. Looks like Stripes is just going to say, I'm already standing at the center ice, so let's just do it from here. And we'll do it from there. So Stripes 2 delivers puck to Stripes 1. Walkauskas steps in, and away we go. They push it down the far wall. As puck comes around, Klein bangs it lower. Mrazek bangs it even lower. Up the far wall now, here come the Hawks. Walkowskis momentarily broke it up, but not enough to disturb the rush as the Hawks come up the near wall. Klein pushes that player to the end wall. She takes it in behind the net, centers. A little bit of contact back there. Kiesel overskates. Walkowskis overskates, recovers. Backhands it out, and here comes Makasenko with Mrazek trailing. 1-on-2. Makasenko needs to hurry. Makasenko loses the puck at the blue line. Here come the Hawks back the other way. Walkowskis trying to cut that off, couldn't. And they're going to get it back to neutral ice. They're going to wait for that zone to clear. It did not, and that's going to be an offsides as Sherwood's now out here with, let's see, we're in the middle of a change, so we'll see what happens here. We got Stevens, Kinger, and Sherwood out here now with, looks like Marshall and Dahl on the back end with 13 flat in this period. Kinger pushed it ahead, but they sent it in. Canacci steers it behind as Dahl picks it up, sends it up the wall. Doesn't get to Stevens. Dahl chips at it again. Goes in on Canacci, rebound into the near corner. A lot of yelling from the Red Hawks coach right now. Puck behind Stripes. Dahl, get out of the way, Stripes. Puck up the near wall. And this time it does come out. That's going to be Sherwood. She's got King to her right. Stevens trailing in behind the net now. King's going to go dig it out. Hawks beat her to the play. Stevens pursuing. King comes out of there with it, drops it behind for Sherwood. Sherwood tried to look for a center, couldn't get it through. Sherwood skates, puck in lower. Now King, Stevens, they skate by everybody. And they bounce it to the point where Marshall tries to hold. She backhands, still can't hold. Everybody overskated it. And this time it's still not out as Kinger held it at least momentarily. This time it trickles by Dahl. And Marshall's going to pick it up. Oh, Marshall loses it. It's going to turn into a breakaway. Shot high over the net. And we got bailed out by a high shot. Stevens picks it up there. Here comes Stevens. Stevens ices it. I think she thought she was going to get that on net. But alas, she didn't, and it ended up being an icing call. Peets will step in for this draw with Panetta and Claherty. Comes up the wall. Panetta gets held up. Puck does not come out. Peets picks it up this time. Peets turning, spinning, stick handling, drops it off in between the circles. Claherty skated up. Now it's Litz. Litz will throw it up off the glass, but still not out. As they send it in, takes a bounce off Zivkovic and comes into the near corner. Puck into the near corner. Claherty. Claherty tried to put it ahead to Panetta. Claherty got elbowed. We got a penalty coming up here. And there's the call. We're going to get a roughing call here on the Hawks for the high hit on Claherty. And we're going to go on the power play. So we got a roughing call here on the Hawks. And that'll put these selects on the power play. Peets, Claherty, Panetta. Claherty throws it, try to put it back to Peets, and the Hawks are going to pick that up. It's going to come off the wall here. They're going to skate by Zivkovic. Claherty's going to set it back to neutral ice, where Peets is going to pick it up. Peets loses it, regains it. Peets up to Claherty. Claherty into the center, loses the puck to the far wall. Just going to go dig it out there. Peets. Peets centers, nobody home. And it gets by Zivkovic at the point, and they're going to have to chase it down. Minute to go in the penalty. Litz sends it up to a Hawk. And now Zivkovic's going to have to come over and pick it up. Zivkovic loses it at the red line, regains, sends it into a Hawk. And now we've got some semblance of a change as Walkowskis comes on here. And we're going to get an icing call. So we'll come back the other way with Klein and Kiesel. Mrazek, Makasenko, and Walkowskis, it looks like, as we're going to come here to the near circle on this power play. Walkowskis takes the draw, trickles in off the goalie. Makasenka turns back to the point to Kiesel. Kiesel bouncing puck in front. Goalie's going to cover that one up. And with 10:10 to go, we'll do it again. Walkowskis takes that draw, pushes it into the corner. We're going to battle for it. Hawks up the wall. Kiesel holds the point, sends it in lower. Makasenka spins, puts it in front for Mrazek. Mrazek beating and banging twice, couldn't put it in. And it's loose on the near wall. Hawks are going to push it out. Kiesel regroups. Kiesel ahead for Makasenka, too far. 5 seconds to go in the penalty. Kiesel, Walkowskis, bouncing puck cut off by Hawk. And you got a Hawk jumping out. And here they come up the near wall. Here comes Klein. Klein on a break. She's got help. She's got Yenny. She puts it over there, but Yenny wasn't as fast as Klein thought. And now Walkowskis picks it up in the corner. Dumps it down lower to Yenny. Yenny centers it out for Klein. Bouncing puck. She couldn't handle it. Kiesel regroups. Stevens was covering Klein high. Walkowskis bounces it off the wall. And now they're going to come back the other way. Door open. Be careful there. And now that puck's going to go all the way down. And no icing. I said it trickled. So loose puck. Here comes Stevens. Stevens lumbering up the near wall. Stevens shoots. Goalie knocks that down. Stevens tried to center. Didn't get it around. And Yenny battling in the corner. Yenny loses it. Marshall steps up. Kinger with a shot. Missed badly to the far side. And here come the Hawks. Oh, she danced around Marshall. She got a shot off, and thankfully it missed high. Nice play to get around Marshall as Stevens clears it back to neutralize. King's going to turn on the Jets. Hawks are going to get there first. And the player's going to reverse field on King behind the net. Go by Stevens. Dahl's going to try to hold it. Can't. And here come the Hawks. They're going to gain the red line, dump it, shot off the side of the net. Canacci's going to glove that one. Draw in the near corner, Dahl in behind, all the way around, back the other way. Nobody up here at the point, so the Hawks are going to pick that up. Bouncing puck, couple of tips, almost went in. Dahl cleaned that off the doorstep. She backhands it up the wall behind Stripes, or Sherwood picks it up. Sherwood chips it out. Sherwood ahead to Panetta. It's too far for Panetta, as Panetta fell down. Pete steps up, stops that player. Marshall steps in front of it. Dahl turns. Dahl throws it ahead, too far for everybody, and that's going to be an icing. So with 7:19 to go, we will come back down here and get a face-off. Walkowskis with Mrazek and Makasenka. Zivkovic back with Litz as Walkowskis battles for it low. Here she comes. Here comes Nora up through center ice around one player. Up the near wall. She shoots, misses badly high to the far side. Litz throws it in front. Walkowskis can't get a stick on it. Makasenka's feet now in behind the net. Hawks up the near wall. Mrazek pursues. Zivkovic holds it momentarily. Walkowskis can't, and it bounces out. Walkowskis will step in for this draw. Hawks draw it back. They have it center ice. Makasenka chipped in there. Litz chips it across the wall. Now they knock it in deep, and Zivkovic's going to go chase that down. Zivkovic sends it around. Mrazek can't handle it. Walkowskis chops at it. Goes back to neutral ice where the Hawks send it the other way. Walkowskis chops at it again. Hawks chop it in as Zivkovic applies some pressure. Now in behind the net. Litz off the wall and back to neutral ice. Now we've got a dump here. Let's cut that off. Yeah, and she fumbled it along the wall, and she's going to backhand it now. She's going to take it in behind the net. She tried to backhand it again, didn't go very far, and they step up on Mrazek and pick up the puck. Skating into the center, she gets pulled down. No call, and that comes out. Here comes Yenny. Yenny up the far wall. Yenny loses the puck. Drops it from Mrazek. Mrazek gets a shot off. Goaltender's going to cover that one as it likely would have missed near side. Stevens, Kinger, and Yenny out here now with Klein and Kiesel. As they draw it over to Yenny. Yenny back to Kiesel. Kiesel tried to shoot it, got blocked. She chipped it in. It hit somebody on the bench, and we're going to get a whistle and another draw. As the draw comes across, Klein stopped that one and kept it in. Klein stopping, turning. Klein shoots over the net. Yenny knocks that down with a paw. In behind, Hawks are going to win that loose puck battle. They center it. Klein's going to cut that one off. Klein's going to lose it coming through center ice, and here come the Hawks. That one's shot, missed near side, in deep. Where they're going to battle now along the wall. Klein. King steps in to help. Centering pass, backhand, cut off by Kiesel. Loose to the point, shot. That got through everybody. And it's 3-1. They beat Canacci low left. Got through a bunch of players there. It was a hard shot. Players jumped out of the way, and not sure if Canacci was screened or just didn't have the angle, and it beat her low left. And it's now 3-1. Hawks. Pete steps in for this draw. Hawks send it ahead. They battle along the wall. Hawks get it in deep. Ahead to Claherty from Dahl. Claherty with Sherwood to her right. Claherty loses the puck as she tries to shoot it. Sherwood ends up in the net. And now that puck's loose. Claherty's going to skate up. Claherty's going to pick it up. Sherwood's still not out of the zone. Sherwood still wasn't out of the zone after being in the net. And we're going to be offsides as she was tied up in the back of the net and had to hurry to get out of there and just was never able to do it. So that'll be an offsides, and we'll try it again, this time with Makasenka, Panetta, and is that Walkowskis? I can't tell. That's Walkowskis. Out here with Zivkovic and Litz, and that puck loose on the dot. Walkowskis comes out of there with it. She's dancing, skating. Walkowskis shoots, misses badly to the far side. Might have been tipped as Makasenka battles behind the net for it. Walkowskis comes in to help. They're still battling back there. 2-2. Makasenka comes out of there, centers it to Panetta. Panetta chopped at it, didn't really get it on net. Didn't have anything on it. And here it comes back the other way, all the way down for an icing. And clock's at 4:05. I didn't start at that time, so I'll let it run during the break and get it caught back up as we get there. As Stevens comes out here with Yenny and Kinger now. All right, clock's back in sync as Stevens battles along the wall. Stevens up to Zivkovic, who can't hold it, and here it comes out. Hawks win that battle, but Litz comes out of there with it behind the net. She throws it up the wall. This time it goes to Yenny. Yenny ahead to Stevens. Stevens with a shot, missed badly on the far side. The puck goes all the way around. Litz chips it. Comes all the way around now to Klein. Klein chips at it. Klein centers for Stevens. Stevens, point blank, can't find the net. Point blank in front of the net as Stevens goes down. Girl falls on her head. She's up. Not sure how she fell that time. Shot from the point and didn't go in. Shot from Litz. The puck over to the far side. They turn. King. They send it back the other way. It's loose again in front as Kinger steps in. Klein dancing. Klein still dancing. Klein still dancing. Klein centers it. Stevens couldn't get a stick on it. She had an open net. Bouncing puck misses far side. They're working. King. Yenny. Yenny collides hard. No call. Puck loose over to the far side. These girls are tired. Stevens runs into the wall. Klein dives and holds it, runs into the wall, and here come the Hawks the other way in what's going to turn into a 3-on-2. Claherty fresh on the ice hustling as the rest of these girls need to get off. Stevens got out anyway. Here comes Keeson. Kinger and Yenny have to be exhausted at this point, but they still can't seem to get off. Got 2:10 to go in the period. We need to dump it and change. Yenny is finally heading to the bench, as is King. And this time it'll be Peets chipping it. Zivkovic cut it off. Got to wait for the zone to clear. She turns it over at the red line. And it's going to come back into our defensive zone where Litz is going to pick it up. Whip it around. She sends it ahead. Claherty can't get a stick on it as the Hawks. Oh, Claherty does get a stick on it. Now she loses it. Peets is going to go pursue behind the net. Peets separates that player from the puck, throws it through the goal mouth. Litz wasn't there. Litz is going to hurry, throw it in deeper. Mrazek's going to go do some work behind the net. It gets by everybody. Peets should get there first. Peets steps in front of a player. You know Melanie's never afraid to get in there and find it. Puck loose, Mrazek. Mrazek turns, chips it towards the net. Litz gets back to her spot. In deep, 1:16 to go. Still in deep. Zivkovic way low as Claherty covers her high. Chips it in deeper, and they're going to reverse positions. Peets centered. Mrazek couldn't get a stick on it. This time it comes out. Litz has to wait for the zone to clear. Waiting for Peets and Mrazek to get out. They didn't. And that will be an offsides with 56 to go on the clock. So we're going to get a face-off here in front of the selects bench. Walkoskis, oh no, they're going to bring it back. Walkoskis with Panetta and Sherwood. Dull and Marshall on the back end. 3-1 Hawks late in the second. Walkoskis takes this draw. Can't poke it ahead. Hawks pick it up. Go to the near wall where Dull's going to separate that player from the puck. She turns, gets it up ahead to Sherwood. Sherwood loses it. Hawks back the other way. Cut off by Marshall. Marshall tries to get it ahead. Throws it. No icing. She was beyond the red line, but they call no icing. Panetta chops it out of there. Walkoskis comes in, overskates. Panetta overskates, kicks it to Walkoskis. Walkoskis loose in front. Couple of shots, bouncing puck. Walkoskis again, still loose in front. Panetta puts it in the net for your Steel City Selects goal. 25.3 to go, and Panetta bangs it in on the rebound, and that'll make it 3-2. Kinger comes out here with Makasenka and Yenny as this puck bounces up by the Hawks. Dull turns, sends it back the other way. Hawks have it with 18 to go. Hawks send it across, cut off by Marshall. She's going to take it in behind the net now. Marshall chips it by a Hawks player. She gets elbowed. Still picks it up, whips it ahead. Hawks have it on the wall. Makasenka battles it back to neutral ice with 3, and that'll do it for the period. So we played 2. It's 3-2 Hawks, and I'll be back for 3. Peets, Stevens, and Claherty come out here for the third as that puck goes back to Klein. Klein's going to jump it. Klein's coming up the far wall. Klein around one, drops it for Peets. Stevens covering them high, and here they come. They get around Stevens. Kiesel pushes that player. Another Hawk picks it up, shot. Kanachi sends that to the near corner. Hawks try to center, knocked down by Claherty, and here comes Claherty. Stevens trailing. Claherty up the center. She's going to pick the near wall. Claherty, near side, no angle. She dances across, backhands. Goalie makes a big save there. And with 13:25, we'll get another draw. Walkoskis, Panetta, Mrazek. Centering, puck loose in front. Panetta couldn't get a stick on it to put it in. Center for Walkoskis, still loose in front. Panetta backhand, still loose in front. Into the far corner. Panetta stops, turns, throws it. Loose in front. Goaltender dives. And we get another stoppage. Walkoskis will step in for this draw. Puck in behind the net. Panetta goes to work. She chops it over to Mrazek. Mrazek to Panetta in the corner. Panetta tried to feed it through to Walkoskis, couldn't get it there. Puck bouncing. Back to the point, Zivkovic. She chops it in deeper. Mrazek's going to go work. Hawks player takes it from Mrazek, brings it around to the near side. Panetta steps in front. Cuts that off. They beat and bang on the wall. This time they're going to send it. It's going to go on net. Kanachi's going to have to stop that one. She's going to cover it up with 12:20 to go. Somehow I got my clock out of sync. We'll let her run and get her back in sync. Oh wait, I went the wrong way. That was not icing. We're going to go this way. So we got King and Yenny coming out here with Sherwood. I see Marshall and what looks like Dahl on the back end as we get down here to 12:20. And I'll still be a couple seconds behind, but I'll fix it next break. Marshall around behind the net. Skating with it. Marshall still skating. Marshall still skating. Marshall tried to get it ahead to Yenny, couldn't, turns it over, and here they come back the other way. That's going to be offsides. It looked offsides to me as Dahl picks it up, turns it over. Sherwood ahead to Yenny. Yenny one-on-one. Yenny one-on-one gets a shot off, blocked by that player. Throws it off the side of the net, King in behind. King gets pulled down, no call. Puck in behind the net now. Yenny over with a burst of speed, picks it up, sends it up the wall. Here come the Hawks, 2-on-2. Dahl stops that puck, Marshall. Marshall's going to bring it all the way around. I'm 2 seconds behind. Marshall leaves it lazily up the wall, and that's where King's going to push it up. King gets knocked down, no call. And it comes back to the Hawks. As King loses the puck, now Dahl. Dahl up the wall. Dahl up ahead, too far for Yenny. And the Hawks are going to turn and pick that one back up. They send it high, and that bouncing puck dies, and Claherty picks it up. Claherty waits for the zone to clear. Here comes Claherty with room, right into the center. Claherty shoots, rebound, goalie covers that up. And with 11:08 to go, we're going to get another stoppage. Peets, Makasenka, Claherty, Kiesel, and Klein as Kiesel steps up to throw it in deeper. She throws it to Peets. Peets centered, couldn't get it to Makasenka. It's loose in front. Makasenka can't get a stick on it. Makasenka picks it up. Kiesel chops it in deeper. And now Peets is going to go work along the wall. Makasenka joins in. And the Hawks come out of there with it. And they're going to come up the near wall. Held up by Claherty, who loses the puck in Peets' feet. And it's going to go all the way across where Klein's going to overskate it. Claherty battles along the wall. Claherty and Makasenka. Makasenka comes out of there with it. She's got Peets. Makasenka chops it in. Peets is going to go work. Peets comes out of there with it behind the net. She gets pushed off of it. Kiesel's going to have to retreat as Claherty comes over to whack at it. Kiesel picks it up, sends it back ahead for Claherty. Hawks have it. It's loose there, and Claherty tried to pick it up. Makasenka throws it in deep. It didn't get all the way in, and the Hawks send it out. Klein. Klein up the near wall. Klein as Claherty goes to the bench. Klein still dancing. Bouncing puck and easy glove save for the goalie as Klein didn't get much on that one. Panetta, Walkoskis, and Stevens as Walkoskis steps in for this draw. Over to Panetta. Panetta back to Zivkovic. Zivkovic to Litz. Litz down to Panetta. Panetta tried to center, couldn't get it through. This time it bounces out to a Hawk. And here they come the other way, up the far side. Zivkovic, they chip it. They put it in behind goaltender Kanachi where Litz, Kanachi stuck her stick out. Litz overskated it as a result. Stevens picks it up. Stevens looking for a head pass. Stevens puts it ahead too far, and that's going to turn into an ice. 9:32 to go. We're going to go back the other way as Panetta and Stevens talk all forms of hockey strategery here during this break. Walkoskis steps in for this draw, puts it over into the corner where Stevens is going to go pick it up. Stevens hard up the wall, doesn't get it out. Panetta chops at it. Stevens again. Still can't get it out. She's going to hustle here as she can't get there. Girl steps in front of her, and they chip it out past Litz. Litz turns, sends it ahead. Panetta. Stevens can't get the puck, has to wait. Stevens gets out. She picks it up this time. She backhands it in deeper, and Panetta needs to go dig that out. She tries to and can't. Now they battle here. Stevens in the corner, sends it back to the point to Litz, gets stuck in Litz's feet. Litz turns, spins, sends it in lower, while Walkoskis battles along the wall. Walkoskis throws it in deeper. Panetta's behind the net. Walkoskis, it gets by her, it gets caught in her feet. Walkoskis throws it in front, Panetta's there, can't get a stick down, they lifted her stick. Walkoskis comes in front to Panetta again. Panetta throws it to the far corner. Panetta throws it through the goal mouth. Walkoskis didn't get a stick down. Litz throws it behind. Panetta's going for a change, and that's going to cause the Hawks to get a breakout here, but it bounced off a stick, and Litz is going to retrieve it. Litz will chip it back to neutral ice under Stripes, who picks up his leg in an Olay move as Yenny sends it ahead. This time it comes across as Marshall steps in front of that player. They backhand it. Litz picks it up. Litz top of the zone. Litz, one extra stick handle, cost her the ability to get it up, but Yenny picked it up. Yenny shoots. Goaltender saves that with the blocker. Shot from far out as here come the Hawks the other way. They caught Dahl leaning the wrong way. She got in front of the player and stopped the puck though. Can't get it out. This time it does come out. They battle in front of the Selects bench. It's clean. And now it's going to be Marshall. It's in her feet. King got it ahead to Yenny. Yenny up the near wall. Yenny tried to put it in front for Mrazek. Got it there. Goaltender's going to cover that one up as Mrazek didn't get much on the backhand with 7:31 to go.
Go Selects!
Pete's pushed out into the corner where they reverse direction up the wall, and nobody's going to be there, so they will get it to Marshall. It comes out past Marshall. It's going to turn into a break. As Dulce comes over, steps in front of that player, they're going to be offsides with 7:17 to go in this third period. Pete steps in for this draw. Puck dies on the dot. They battle for it. Hawks push it forward. Marshall cleans it off into the far side, where she's going to go around Pete's and up that far wall. Marshall skating up the far wall, gets stood up in front of this Hawks bench. It goes in, and that's going to be offsides with 7:02 to go. Panetta, Makasenka, and Walkowskis, Klein, and Kieser. Klein up the far wall. Klein has room. Klein gets a shot off. Goaltender gloves that one. That face-off comes in front of the net there as Walkowskis fell down. Now here come the Hawks up the near wall. They chip it by Kieser. They get to the end wall. Klein over pursues. Now they're going to battle behind the net. Klein still battling. The Hawks come in, take it away. Try to center, can't get it through. Walkowskis fell down. They still battle along the wall. Walkowskis in a feed ahead to Makasenka. Too far for Makasenka. They wait for the zone to clear and dump it in deeper down the far side. Comes over to the near corner. Klein hard around. Panetta can't get a stick on it. Panetta does chip it out as Makasenka's not going to chase it down. Panetta's going to go for a change as they throw it in deeper. Kanachi probably could have let that go for an icing, but instead she's going to cover it up with 6:09. Stevens, Yenny, and King. Zivkovic up the wall, can't get it out. It's loose. Litz steers it below the end line, puts it around as that player falls down, no call. In behind there, King, Litz. Litz up the wall to Yenny. Yenny gets it back to neutral ice at least as the Hawks dump it in, but they're going to be offsides with 5:51. Call that offsides intentional. Kinger's going to step in and take this one. Kinger comes out of there with it, drops it to Litz. Litz throws it on net from there. Goaltender covers it. And we're going to go same players, same circle, different time on the clock. Kinger takes that draw. Over in the direction of Yenny. Goes in behind the net. Yenny battling. It's in the corner now. Still battling. Comes low to Stevens. Stevens over to King. Kinger finds the top right corner of that net on a nice centering pass from Stevens. And it's 3-3. Beats Claherty and Mrazek on a big goal by King to tie it up. Centering pass from Stevens, and here comes Dahl. Dahl with Claherty on the far side. Dump it, Dillon. Dillon skates in. She gets pulled down. Drop pass. Marshall. Marshall comes whacking at it. Misses near side. Puck loose in front. Still loose. And their goalie covers it with 5:09 to go. Peets into the corner to Mrazek. Peets digs. Mrazek sends it low. Mrazek battling. Peets battling. Two Hawks and Peets. They chip it up the wall. Dahl gets aggressive. They chip it by her. Marshall turns the wrong way. She hurries to get back in the play. Blocks that shot into the corner. Marshall chips it by that player. Gets hit across the chest with a stick. Marshall ahead to Claherty. Too far, but no icing. As Claherty battles here, Mrazek steps over. There's a collision there with Stripes. Peets goes down. She's back up. Puck along the near wall. They get by Claherty. They skate in, still skating with it. Kanachi with a big save. And with 4:20 to go, we'll get another draw. Panetta, Walkowskis. Shot from the point, knocked down by Klein. I see Sherwood out there. Klein and Kiesel make the back. And here comes Panetta. Panetta up the far side. Panetta with a shot, missed badly near side. Over to the wall, Kiesel steps up, holds it. At least momentarily. Now Walkowskis. Walkowskis throws a bouncing puck in there. Hit the goalie high and trickled to the end wall. That was a dribbler. Sherwood out to the point to Kiesel. Kiesel down low. Bounces all the way around. Panetta's going to have to go get it. Klein in deep. Walkowskis covers her. Puck loose in the circle. They overskate. Panetta throws it in front. Sherwood can't get a stick on it. Sherwood throws it behind the net. Time to do some work. They throw it up the wall. Kiesel. Kiesel sends it to Walkowskis. Walkowskis off a Hawk into the near corner. Sherwood battling with a couple of Hawks. Taking some punishment. Comes out of there with the puck. They throw it off the wall. They have Sherwood stick. Kiesel bouncing puck. Goaltender saw it at the last minute and covered it up with 3:19 to go in a tie game. Stevens, King, Makasenko. Over to Stevens in the corner. Back to Litz. Litz. King. King out to Stevens. Too far. Zivkovic. Zivkovic threw it in deeper. Now Makasenko. Makasenko to King. King behind the net to Stevens. Caught her on the backhand. Couldn't do anything with it. Stevens was coming in, but they caught her on the backhand. She couldn't do anything with it. She loses her stick again. Puck all the way deep. No icing. 2:53 to go. They throw it behind the net. Zivkovic picks it up there, behind stripes. Zivkovic chips it, can't get it out. Zivkovic still can't get it out. Behind the net, Litz. Litz hard off the wall. Up ahead to Makasenko. Makasenko with Stevens trailing. Makasenko up the near wall. Makasenko falls down. They're going to call a penalty. Not sure I saw that, but they're going to call it. And we're going to go on the power play. Peets, Claherty, Yenny, dies on the dot. Yenny overskates it, still on the dot. Back to the point. Klein with a slap shot, knocked down by Claherty. This time it gets by Klein, and Marshall's going to have to chase it down. Minute 17 to go, 2:17 in the game. Minute 17 in the penalty. Yenny ahead to Claherty behind her. Claherty picks it up, sends it down the wall into the corner. In behind the net. Loose there, up the boards, all the way out and around. Marshall, minute left in the penalty, 2 minutes in the game. They chip it ahead, cut off by a Hawk. Marshall steps in front of that player. Pete steps in front of it. Into the corner, Klein. Klein behind the net. Klein going to come through the center. She comes behind Yenny. Klein loses the puck over to the wall. She's going to go battle. She sends it in deeper. Claherty needs to get back there. She does. Yenny. Yenny picks it up. Claherty. Claherty fans on a centering pass. Puck loose in front. Nobody can get a stick on it, and they're going to be content to dump it. And that should go for. No, it died. They wave it off. No icing. 19 seconds in the penalty. There's an extra minute on the game clock compared to the penalty. Yenny. Yenny with room. Yenny with the backdoor pass. Walkowskis wasn't there. Now she picks it up. Walkowskis throws it on net, covered by the goaltender with 1:05 to go. So here comes Panetta with Mrazek and Walkowskis, and we've got Kiesel and Dahl on the back end. Puck loose. Dahl holds it. Walkowskis comes out of there with a little bit of room. Walkowskis shoots. Lobbed by the goalie. 57.1 on the arena clock. We're going to go back to that same circle. Walkowskis takes the draw. She holds it. Dahl tries to hold it. They're battling in front of the Hawks bench. Walkowskis throws it in deep. Panetta does some work. Panetta centers. Nobody gets a stick on it. Here come the Hawks the other way. Panetta fell down behind the play. She's up. They dump it. Kiesel's going to pick it up there with 39.2 to go. Kiesel all the way in behind the net. Kiesel throws it up the wall. Up to Walkowskis. Walkowskis still coming with it. Two defenders back. Walkowskis throws it in. Goaltender makes a save. It goes high into the corner. Panetta throws it behind the net. Mrazek's going to go work. It's going to go behind the net. We've got 18 seconds to go. Panetta in the corner. Panetta centers. Nobody there. In behind the net. Mrazek's going to get over there. They send it ahead. It comes out. It comes all the way down. And with 8 seconds to go, that's likely going to be the game. They wave off the icing. 5 seconds to go behind the net. They throw it all the way ahead, and that's going to go all the way down, and that's going to do it. This one's going to end in a tie. Hard-fought battle between your Steel City Selects and these Hawks, the North Shore or some kind of Hawks, can't remember. Warhawks, the North Shore Warhawks. I'll bring you the handshake, and we'll be back in action tomorrow morning.